We don't have our guest on the phone, do we, Robin? They're not there?
No, not yet, but he's going to reschedule. It's National Geographic, The Splendor of Birds, and something's come up, so we'll have to reschedule.
Something's come up. The Splendor of Birds, and something has come up.
It's a wonderful book, though.
Do you know what's weird? When you walk through the woods and you find a feather, it's sometimes illegal to pick it up.
Yeah.
Right? What is with that? Who made that law? Is that a Florida law?
I
or is
don't
it like
know.
A national law?
But when we go to Salt Springs,
I have done this.
People say don't do it. Yeah.
I have. I've picked up feathers, and I was with my friend Doug, and I said to him, "Hey, there's quite a few large feathers here. They look like they come from eagles or owls or hawks or something, right?" And so we were picking them up, and some were pretty nice looking, right? I don't know. He's everybody knows Doug. He's a special needs friend, and so he was collecting them. And then we learned that it's illegal to pick them up and keep them.
Isn't that something?
I told him, I said, just don't tell anybody.
Yeah.
But how does that law happen? And how do you enforce that law? And why? Why would you enforce that law? Think about this for a second now.
Okay.
So let's say it's illegal to pick up an eagle feather. Let's just say, because I think that's what it is. Illegal to pick up an eagle feather off of the floor, the ground from the Ocala National Forest.
Yes.
Okay, so let's say you're walking through and you pick up an eagle feather, right? You stick it in your hat, your hair, your hat, whatever, right? Here comes the ranger. Where'd you get that feather? I found it on the ground. Get up against the car. You're under arrest. What did I do? You're not supposed to pick up feathers.
Yeah.
Get in the back. We're taking you downtown. And now you're like scared. What I do? And now you're before the judge. Guilty or not guilty? Did you pick up that feather? Yes, sir. I'm sorry. I can't lie. I did, but I didn't know it was against the law. Ignorance of the law is not an excuse.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh.
You are sentenced to jail time. Now, next thing you know, you're in jail.
Yeah.
Right? You're in a room with some guy who killed people.
Yeah,
right? And you got to tell him what you did. I picked up a feather. You picked up a feather. You know what I did? No, I don't want to know what you did.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. So why would somebody make that law? Because that exact thing could happen. What I just explained there or described right there.
Yeah, exactly. I can see not taking out plants and, all of that stuff, but the feather falls off of the bird. It's not like you're trapping the bird
I know.
And stripping its feathers and then selling them for a profit.
So where did you get that feather from? Well, I killed the bird and then took the feathers.
There you go.
Well, then you're in trouble.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh! It's like I was walking my dog one time. This is a true story, and I know you know the story. And at that time, we did a radio show at WTMC, which is long gone, and we basically broadcast from a little shed or a little shack, whatever, a little cottage, if you want to be nice, not too far from the interstate. The interstate was right there, here in Ocala, and took my dog for a walk, and we were on the opposite side of the fence from the interstate, which obviously that was constructed by somebody.
Yes.
And I look down, my dog is doing what dogs do, and I look down and I say, that looks like an arrowhead. Well, I bend down to pick, I thought the rock or whatever, and it was an arrow. It was a spearhead, actually, with the tip broken off. So I thought that was the coolest thing. I've never found anything like that before, right? So I pick it up, and the guy we knew, Ken Nash, really a brilliant guy. He was doing the weather for us at that time. He was a Navy meteorologist. And he happened to work at the college also. I think he still does, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, he does.
Across the street. Great. So he told me you're not allowed to keep that. What do you mean I'm not allowed to keep it? I found it. I'm going to give it to my father. My father would love this. I'm going to put it in a shadow box. And no. We got to look at it first. Who? The college. So I give it to him. And he brings it to whoever at the school. And they verify, yep, that's what it is.
Yeah, I think it was Guy Marwick, that he brought it.
Was it really?
Yeah.
So they determined it was real. And they said, well, who found it? Larry. Oh, well, give it back to him. So I had a little special privilege here because I have a radio show.
Yeah, exactly.
But anybody else would have been told to give it up. Give it up.
Yeah.
That's my arrow.
Yeah.
Why? You didn't need it before. It was sitting there for thousands of years. All of a sudden, you need this thing?
Exactly.
Can you believe the rules we have in this world?
Yeah. It looks so nice in that shadow box.
It
Your
did
dad
look nice.
enjoyed it.
I think you designed it, actually, didn't you? Put it in the box? Yeah.
It looks so nice.
Good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning, guys.
Hiya, Hugh.
See, the first house down here in Florida was out in the national forest, and it was made out of Pecky cypress. Beautiful home. And we were now down here no more than a week or so, and one morning I'm woken up with all this banging noise on the house, and I go out on the porch area and look down the walkway, and there's a couple of woodpeckers hammering away on it. These what they call variegated woodpeckers, the big ones that look like Woody the Woodpecker, and they're hammering away on that house. And oh my God! So in a conversation with my brother-in-law, he says, "Oh yes, I'm coming down to visit you guys. I'm driving down next week. I'll bring my 22. We'll take care of the problem for you." Well, in the meantime, talking to a new neighbor of mine says every woodpecker you shoot is a $10,000 fine. So I told my brother to leave your gun at home.
Really?
Yeah, those pileated woodpeckers are beautiful.
And I understand that. But why can't you pick up a feather that's on the ground? That doesn't make any sense to me at all.
Well, it probably could come from a bird that was shot or something, maybe, or I don't know.
How do you know it was shot? And if it was shot, it wasn't by me.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Well, there's rules and regulations that you got to follow, and there's strict fines if you don't. So you got to kind of behave, I guess, whether you like it or not.
But I like the answer to the. I like being able to ask why, because they squirm. The people who make the laws, they squirm.
Maybe you got to get a hold of Smokey the Bear. He might be able to give you an answer.
He's about fires.
Maybe he's causing all those feathers everywhere.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
I don't know.
Climbing those trees.
Those birds are really beaubeautiful, though. Those big woodpeckers.
Nature's so wonderful down here in Florida, and like I said, we moved out in the forest, and it was just every day was a treat out there. But my wife, being an insurance agent, driving in town, didn't want to drive in that Highway 40 back and forth because of not so much traffic, but fog in the morning and whatnot. So we moved into Silver Springs here. But I miss it out there. It was nature. I mean, there was pigs and there was squirrels and there was deer and there was fox and coyotes and alligator, you name it, everything was there. But it didn't bother you if you didn't bother them, you know.
Mm-hmm. You know, if I was a woodpecker and I died, when I got to heaven, I would say to God, can I ask you something? How come crows just have to land on the ground and eat bugs, but I got to slam my face into a tree over and over and over again just to get a bug?
That's right.
Yeah.
Crows.
Let me tell you from my experience though, with a Pecky cypress house, they can do a lot of damage. So we were told to hang up coffee tin, so they would, it would scare them off, and it worked to some degree. But and then we used some kind of spray on the wood too that kept them away. But when you leave them alone and let them do their thing, they're going to eat your house up.
Oh my gosh! That's so sad.
Can you imagine having to push your face into the wood just to get a bug?
I don't know. Maybe those dang bugs taste pretty good.
Well, I'm thinking they taste just as good if you find them crawling in the grass. I don't know.
Well, maybe you come back a second time on the planet as a bird. You'll find out.
Oh, there you go. Reincarnation.
Well, that's interesting. Yeah. Hey, thank you, Hugh. Appreciate it. I'm glad you didn't shoot the birds. That's just wouldn't have been good.
Oh, no. That $10,000 kind of. I said, no way. Keep your gun up there. Don't bring it down here.
All right, thank you, Hugh. Okay, I do have a subject, actually. You ready for the subject?
I'm ready.
This is right now, today, this weekend is considered to be the best time to get the cheapest flights for Thanksgiving travel. Right now.
Oh my gosh.
You waited long enough.
Yes.
If you wait any longer, you're going to have trouble. So this is the best weekend. So I wanted to tell you where I got this. Well, I got it from Reader's Digest.
Okay.
But I want to tell you what it says, okay?
All right, I'm ready.
Thanksgiving travel is expensive because the airlines know travelers have little flexibility in terms of destinations and dates. But there's a system, and it starts with this weekend.
Okay.
When planning holiday travel, you'll want to focus on the airlines with a good track record over the holidays. The best time to book Thanksgiving travel is actually late October, according to Jesse Newgarden, founder and CEO of the Dollar Flight Club.
Okay.
I have tons of data from my subscribers to back this up. I've sent out deals for Thanksgiving trips all over the world for the past few months already, and people have been booking. All right, so here we go. Let's see what it says.
Okay, I'm ready.
Right now, the sooner the better. However, if you had done it sooner than now, you might have been okay in September, she says. However, waiting till now is your best bet. But don't wait much longer. Let's see. Thursday is now the best day of the week to book both domestic and international flights. Thursdays have a domestic potential savings of 3.4% and an international potential savings of 3.5%. How about that?
Wow, nice.
Don't forget that the more flexible you are with your travel dates, the more likely you'll find cheaper flights. So that doesn't mean book it on a Thursday. It means book it for a Thursday.
Oh, okay.
So if your plane leaves on a Thursday, it's going to be cheaper than if your plane leaves on a Friday.
Yeah, and we found that out, too. We found that out because we have flown, and I have flown the past couple of years. So I've always done that, booked on a Thursday, come home on it.
There you go. So you're smart. Okay, The next one, be flexible. Try playing around with the airport you leave from and arrive into. Sometimes Tampa might be cheaper than Orlando.
Yep. Found that out.
Sometimes you might want to travel to Jacksonville. I don't know about Gainesville. It doesn't have Gainesville on here, actually. Also, which one you arrive into. For example, New York City has several different airports you might want to choose from, depending on where you're going to. But Newark, New Jersey, is often the cheaper airport of the airports available in that vicinity.
Yep, and that's where I land and take off from.
Newark.
Newark.
Well, that's also closest to your son, too,
Yes,
right?
it is. I love Newark Airport.
And then also leaving. For the serious bargain hunter, traveling on Thanksgiving is the cheapest option. Oh, actually leaving on Thanksgiving. Oh, wow. The next best option is to leave on a Monday and returning on Friday. So you could leave on the Monday of Thanksgiving week, return on Friday, the day after Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay.
But if you actually flew one way or the other on Thanksgiving Day, whether you're heading there or heading back, so you could leave on Thanksgiving Day, huh?
Wouldn't that be something?
That might not be a bad idea.
No, it's a good idea. It's a great idea. I'm thinking.
It says you will save about 20% over the other popular dates.
And that's a Thursday. So
it works both ways.
Yeah.
And so the next one. When it comes to holiday flights in general, planning ahead is a key. The earlier you start watching flights, not necessarily purchasing them, but instead keeping an eye on the prices, the better chance you'll have. Yeah, I like that idea too.
Yeah, those are great.
And now you have these apps that will alert you when the price is down to a certain point, right?
Yeah. Yep. TJ and Charity use those.
Do you know what those apps are called?
I don't know.
Is it Expedia, whatever?
I don't know. I know they're locked into JetBlue. JetBlue will say, if you book right now, you can get a round trip from New York to Florida for $98. So if you book it, you don't have to leave today, but you have to book it today, and that's the ones that they use, JetBlue.
They were also recommending you take the bus, megabus.com.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. I'm not a big bus fan. Ticket prices depend on how in-demand seats are. Again, the earlier you buy, the cheaper the tickets. Also, you might want to fly to a more popular airport and therefore get a cheaper flight and then take a bus the rest of the way. Well, that would make sense. For me, every place I go, I don't go too many places. but I'm always like really near to a major airport.
Yeah.
It seems like. Okay.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking, let's say, Ocala is a great example. Let's say if you wanted to land in Ocala, that would probably be very expensive.
Yeah.
Because you'd have to probably take a flight from Orlando to Ocala, and Dan would know the price of that one, right?
Yeah.
So you could do that. But if money is an object, however, it's recommending you take a bus the rest of the way.
Yeah.
Now, why a bus? Why not well, I guess Uber would be expensive then.
Probably
right?
from here to Gainesville. I've flown in and out of Gainesville before, and it is a little bit more expensive than Orlando and Tampa.
How would you take a bus from Gainesville to here, though?
Yeah, no, you couldn't do it.
There's got to be
Took
one.
my car. Yeah. Well, no, they don't pick up here anymore, right?
I don't know. I don't know how that works anymore.
Yeah.
So they go. What is Megabus, by the way? Is that a big bus?
Ooh, I don't know, but maybe it's a lot of buses, and that's where you book the buses at. Megabus.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that's for the travel.
So last year we did go to the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
Yes, we did. It was fun.
And so I have some interesting things that you might not know. The beginning at 145th Street in Upper Manhattan and ending at the Macy's flagship store on 34th Street, the 111 block parade took several hours to complete. When it first started, it was 6 miles long. At the time, this was only possible by hitching horses to the parade floats and relying on them to drag the floats halfway down Manhattan Island.
Isn't that something?
They don't start that far up there anymore.
Wow. No, you said Columbus Circle, right?
No, they don't. No, they don't start at Columbus. They start at, I'm guessing, around 65th or something.
Oh, okay.
They're at the museum.
Oh, okay.
Wherever the museum is.
Okay.
Let's see. On Thanksgiving Day in 1924, hundreds of department store employees from Macy's came together to celebrate the holiday of Christmas with the parade that we now know.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
The Macy's parade was way furrier from 1924 to 1926 because they borrowed from the Central Park Zoo a procession of elephants, camels, tigers, goats, and other live beasts, and they walked down the streets. Can you imagine that? You're standing on the sideline, and there's a tiger walking in front of you. I could handle the other animals.
Yeah.
But tigers?
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my gosh.
They broke free.
All of the animals had the Macy's pennants hanging over their backs, too, by the way.
Oh, my gosh. And they put clothing on these wild animals?
In 1926, the zoo animals were replaced with the huge helium balloons that you know today.
Oh, now that's interesting.
Oh, my gosh.
Wow.
Okay. For the first few years, parade officials had no plan for deflating the massive balloon companions. The solution was to let them fly away and explode in the atmosphere.
Oh, my gosh.
In 1928, Macy's even made a game of it. Handlers released 5 balloons. They released an elephant, 2 birds, a ghost, and a 60-foot tiger into the sky.
Oh, my gosh. And isn't that fascinating?
They challenged the public to capture them. If you brought back the balloon, you got a $100 reward. That was 1928.
Wow. Well, the buildings were shorter back then.
The tiger landed first on top of a Long Island home. Neighbors and motorists rushed from all directions to get it. The rubberized silk skin burst into dozens of fragments.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my gosh. That's a cool story.
Well, they still got the reward, though, right? I mean, it didn't have to say intact.
Somebody got $100, I guess. I don't know.
Wow.
A 60-foot Tomcat balloon was released after the 1932 Macy's parade and nearly sparked disaster when an aviation student spotted it floating at 5,000 feet. The 22-year-old student spontaneously decided to ram her plane into the cat's neck.
Oh, no. Oh, no. She wanted to commit suicide?
No. She just wanted to get the prize money. The balloon disabled her wing. The plane plummeted toward Earth. The instructor seized control. She was a student.
Yeah.
And they were both saved because the instructor was able to get the plane flying again.
Well, thank God. You don't crash into things when you're flying an airplane.
Oh, my gosh.
Wow.
That was dumb, huh?
Money talks.
Here's another one. 1957, Macy's parade had a Popeye balloon, and it had been raining that day, and Popeye's hat had some water collecting at the top of his hat, and eventually it became very heavy, and so he dropped his head, flooding the crowd below.
Oh, my gosh.
So as Popeye went by, he tipped his head, and a bunch of water came pouring off of his head.
Oh, how fun is that?
That is kind of a fun
That
one.
is fun. All of a sudden, you see all this water coming your way. Oh, that's fun.
From 1942 to 1944, Macy's president, Jack Straus, canceled the parade because of World War II.
Oh, of course. Of course. Yeah, they, don't want to do that.
They ended up donating 650 pounds of balloon rubber to the military. When the parade returned in 1945, 2 million spectators turned out, including, for the first time ever, NBC camera crews.
Oh my gosh.
And they're still there to this day.
And what year was that?
1940. Well, 45 is when they came back. 42
with the cameras.
Right.
Wow. So they must have known that, the TV was in the works and everything. Gosh.
Let's see. Macy's is the world's #2 consumer of helium. The first is the U.S. government. Wow.
Wow.
In 1958, there was a helium shortage. It looked as though there would be no parade balloons. Parade organizers came up with a creative backup. They filled the balloons with regular air, and then they hung them from giant construction cranes.
Oh, how clever.
So they look like big marionettes.
Yeah, how clever is that? That is pretty cool.
And today, it takes about 90 minutes to inflate a large parade balloon with the roughly 12,000 cubic feet of helium needed to float. And that much gas lifts about 750 pounds and requires 90 people to keep it anchored.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Well, you've always wanted to be one of the people that hold on to the balloons. Yeah. Maybe we'll do that next year.
I always thought that would be cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Very cool.
All right. We'll take a little break and we will be right back. You're listening to The Source, WOCA Ocala.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. An 11th and 12th package have been found similar to the explosive devices sent this week to other critics of President Trump. One in Florida addressed to New Jersey Senator Cory Booker. One in New York City, we're told, addressed to former National Intelligence Director, now CNN analyst James Clapper.
The stamps are being analyzed by the FBI for DNA. The FBI is now reaching out to retailers to pin down the origination of the package bomb elements and where they were sold from the